Hello!
Oh, hello.
Wow. Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 11 of our One Piece side episodes of the NgoVo Convo podcast, where two stupids make a hype.
It's hype. Wait,
Right. Yeah, hype.
Yeah, it's hype.
I'm one of your hosts, Veronica Bo, and I'm joined by Harrison. No, he's to my left. I'm on his right.
I don't know directions.
Look
I've
on
been
YouTube.
vibing with Zoro too much.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay. If you're new here, we both just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics, but also we just want to clean up this backlog, Harrison's backlog, to be specific this time around.
Yes.
And you'll understand why I'm really giddy this episode. Really giddy. Because some would say it's two people conversing.
Oh, like NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo.
Wow.
Spot right above my head.
Wow.
Do
Oh
I
my
sound less
gosh.
giddy? Yes.
Yes. You can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast servers of choice. We're on 10 pluses, all pluses. Just look it up. Look us up. Anywhere, everywhere. But yeah, Harrison, you look a little sad. You look a little
Sad.
depressed.
Oh, I'm fine. What are you talking about? I'm fine.
Because in this episode, we're going to be talking about Water 7 arc, which is part of the Water 7 saga. So we're just going to be talking about chapters 322 through 374.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Can't wait.
And for you
So
anime
if you-
people,
Yeah.
anime people, it's 229 to 263.
Wow. Thank you, Harrison.
Gotcha.
But Harrison here is only reading and will be watching certain stuff if he wants to.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just get into the reason why I'm giddy.
We don't have
'Cause
to. We don't have
Let's
to.
just tell everyone how long it took you to read this arc. Because a month ago, we recorded an episode 10. And then, if you haven't caught on already, Harrison is always curious about One Piece, but won't read it until the night before we record, because he's never truly curious.
Can't do me like that.
In fact, I'll just call him a fake One Piece fan until he continues reading.
I'm okay with that, though. Unfortunately.
Are you?
Yeah. My wife's not, but I'm okay with
I'm not as well, because it's like pulling teeth.
it. I mean, okay. If I give this reason, if I say this, anyone that is aware would totally pardon me on this. A month ago, what also came out? Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
everyone doesn't
And
have a
Honkai.
life. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
that too. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But you watched Trigun. Just fine.
Watch that episode and you'll know that. Well, yes,
You did watch it, though.
I did watch it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had
yeah.
I had a lot of juggle.
Yeah. But you did this in episode 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's not like Zelda was going
Don't
to.
look at the time difference between each episode. Thanks, appreciate it. But if you do and you think it's funny, give this video a like.
Yeah, go ahead. Because between episode 1 and 2, it was like 3 months.
Well,
'Cause
that
someone
was more
didn't
like
read.
we also did bad
No, but you
scheduling.
also- yeah. And then you forgot to read.
Yeah,
And that's a whole other story. You forgetting to read.
yeah, I did.
It's fine.
It's fine.
He's not forgiven yet. He's still in One Piece jail. He is.
She's upset.
trust-
She's been upset, and it's
I'm
really
upset.
funny. I mean, oh no.
And I didn't trust him to read this, and I was like, do we have to move this one more day? Are you going to read this? What's
Little
going to
did
happen?
she know, I did read it very fast, and I'm ready.
I had no trust, though.
Yeah.
If you were in my shoes, you wouldn't have trust either.
But if you were in my shoes, you understand.
No.
Yeah? Tears of the
No.
Kingdom put everything on hold.
But what about the other 10 episodes that you did this on?
We don't look at the past that much.
Yes,
The past is the past. It's okay.
Yeah. So just to let everyone know, Harrison's a little liar.
Veronica's just
But-
upset.
I am upset. So is your wife, actually.
Actually, not as upset as you. She actually understands the Zelda part. She just says it's Zelda's fault. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. It is Zelda's fault. But the other 9-10 times is still your fault.
Yeah.
Overall, it's your fault.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's fine. No, it's not.
Gives us some breathing room in between these episode drops, you know?
Keep telling yourself that. But let's just get into it. As usual, these One Piece episodes, there are no non-spoiler thoughts. We just kind of go into the storyline.
No non-spoiler thoughts. Okay. Yeah.
No non-spoiler. Yeah. We just go into spoiler thoughts.
Screw it.
But Harrison, what did you think about... I need your opinions on the sea train when you first saw it.
I was confused. Oh, I was really confused. But we're already in like the stuff we've seen already up to this point. Like we've seen a Sky Island. It's not surprising. It was just unexpected, and I was like, okay, this is the next thing. All right, cool.
You're like, wow, a train that can be on the ocean.
Yeah, I was like, wait, where are the tracks? That gets explained later, yes, but I was just what?
Did you like the old lady and then Chimney? Chimney's the little girl with the pigtails, and then Gonbi is like the rabbit.
I would say I was sus of them initially.
At first.
Yeah. Because we just went through the whole the Sky Island where the lady was like, oh, just come on through, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I still not over that.
You have trust issues.
I have trust issues. I'm on your level at this point. I totally get it.
You're like, trust issues.
I was like, okay. But not as bad.
You're like another old lady.
But not as bad, because she was just like, oh, just go that way. Because after you saw the photo, like the drawing, I was like, oh, okay, they're not that bad. Because the drawing was just like, track, here's water 7.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
So obviously Luffy has said before he needs a shipwright, because Usopp has always said that he's not a shipwright, right?
Consistently, yes.
Consistently, yeah. And so they're here to basically fix up Mary.
Yeah.
The merry-go. Yeah. So going into Water 7, did you expect anything out of this storyline?
The only expectation...
Because all you know is that he needs to find a shipwright.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I knew. So, okay. So I figured if he's saying that, and that's the next thing, because their ship is super damaged, that the next place will just be a huge ship port type city. And that's the one thing I was like, okay, no, that's been on point. Nice.
Yeah, and I feel like Water 7 feels like Venice, Italy.
Yeah,
it's literally like
it's a bunch of canals city. And like they call it the alley or back alley.
Back alley,
but it's canals.
Canals, yeah. No, but so up to this point, you've always seen Luffy with his crew, and they've never truly actually fight.
Yeah.
So I was very curious to see you come up to Usopp and Luffy fighting.
Before that, can we also just say they always split up?
Yes.
They just split up, and it just happens all the time, no matter what. So we're used to them splitting up. So then, okay. So you're alluding to the fight or the confrontation between Luffy and Usopp. I actually had already seen parts of this.
Oh, okay.
I saw clips of it, but
clips
out of context. I'm like, okay, cool, they're fighting, whatever.
Yeah.
I've only seen, I think, Zoro's speech on like what he believes on their thoughts of it. I don't remember. I don't know if that's before or after this. I'm assuming it's after, because it didn't seem like he talked about it that much. Everyone was just like, okay, Luffy, and because all this is just because the merry-go, right? Or going merry.
It's like, yeah.
It's essentially dead. It's dying.
Yeah, she's not able to.
She can't
continue her journey with the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
No, but you are right. They do split up a lot.
Yeah.
In certain groups, and I think you'll see like a combo. Certain combos go well with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Usopp and Luffy.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that fight? Because Usopp was really, really like fighting for the boat for Mary.
Okay. I get it.
Okay, yeah.
I get it. But it was weird. So I thought the whole thing was like, you could tell that there's the struggle of like they've been on the ship for so long. Of course, it's like essentially another companion for them. Like it makes sense. Yeah. So I can tell why like Usopp is mad that Luffy's just like, no, we're getting a new ship. But it's because they already all heard that this ship's done for. Like they can't fix it.
I mean, it took them a while to get there, but when they finally heard the final product of Marigo not being able to...
Yeah, after they were finally told, like, the final assessment...
No, yeah.
It's like, no, this ship's, like... They were surprised that this ship even got them there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And did you feel like Luffy was being more of a captain to Usopp versus just being, like, Luffy? Like the...
Yes, this was... I will say this was initially when Luffy... Because the thing is, Luffy also was, like, being stubborn about it with the other ship... The other carpenters, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like, is this just money? They're all like, no, it's not. So then he coming back, they was just when they were separated, right? They came back and they addressed the situation. And they're like, we gotta get a new ship. So this is just Usopp not hearing because at this point he was already beat up, right?
Yeah, he was already beat up.
Yeah. So because we skipped the whole like he got caught.
Because he skipped that conversation. Usopp skipped that conversation where.
Yes.
The carpenters are like, oh, this can't be fixed. Like, keep the $1 million that you had left.
Mm-hmm. Or, 100 million because...
Or 100 million, yeah.
Usopp lost 200.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that in a bit. But, so I get why Usopp feels that way, but I felt like he was just being very stubborn. Of course, but they're all stubborn to some extent.
No, they really are.
I finally am like, they're all just stubborn. They're all just stubborn in their own way.
But when it comes to Luffy being a captain, that's where they the leeway for the crew is there. And I think the loyalty from Zoro, like you said earlier, kind of comes into play.
He is, for sure, the loyalty is pretty much there with Sanji and Zoro, right? They are like, whatever the captain says is what is the final verdict, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, like, everyone else is kind of like, I'd say like Chopper is just young, right? Like he's baby. He doesn't. He's just like, I don't. Yeah. Nami is like, of course, the somewhat logical and like trying to talk it out.
Yeah.
But then even Luffy. This is the part where I actually had gained a lot more respect and stopped thinking for a bit. Like Luffy's just dumb. Like just he's just being Luffy.
Yeah, no, he's
like
goofy.
What you're saying, he's just being Luffy. But this is the first time I was like, oh, he's being a captain, where he's like, no, Usopp said he quit, and we were going to have to do a 1v1, essentially.
Yeah. No. Did you enjoy that fight?
Yeah. It's cool.
It was cool to see Usopp, right?
But it makes it, yes, because for the longest time, we don't ever get to see, well, one, he's a big baby and a big scaredy cat.
Yeah, he's a coward.
He's a coward. So it makes sense why we haven't gotten to see him, but it also makes sense why he said, let's meet up 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
He had to prep everything.
Yeah.
Prep all his gadgets. And it's funny because Luffy was like, why don't you fight me? He's like, this is how I fight. I was like, he did say he was a sniper.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
It's just because he hasn't done it enough, but we're aware as the reader.
But now we've seen a little bit.
No, but it was kind of sad to think about how Usopp got... So the thing is, I was like, Usopp was just being very stubborn and very riled up. And he's like, let me fight for the going Merry. Just for it to end and just have Luffy be like, you keep the ship. We're getting a new ship. But the weird part is, they were going to do it anyway.
Yeah. I think this fight, for me, really pulled on Luffy being like a captain.
Yes.
Like, you just realize why he's a captain.
Yeah.
And obviously that goes into like a later discussion in the arc, but you can see like the difference of thinking, right? Because Luffy's like, okay, my crew can't die, but a ship can.
Yes.
And Usopp's more like, well, we gotta fix it and go to next destination.
Because I mentioned how like they did view it like as another companion because they're like, oh
yeah
when it takes around, but the carpenters then they nailed it down, and they're like, the ship's goal is to get you from A to B.
Yep.
And it's just gonna wear out. And then I think Zoro even made a point. Is like humans are resilient; they'll get stronger. The ship does not.
Yeah.
It doesn't get stronger over time. Which I was like,
yeah.
Everyone made points, and it was just like Usopp just being Usopp. But I think what really hit hard was literally when Luffy was like, "You can keep the ship. We're getting a new one." And I'm like, when you pay attention, you're like, that was the plan originally.
That was the plan.
And if honestly, I don't know. Actually, I've thought about this. I don't know if Usopp quitting would he have gotten the ship anyway. I think the strife would have still been there.
I think it still would have been there.
So I think
this.
Yeah.
This is a character growth for Usopp.
Yeah.
The start of a character growth.
Oh, it was so sad to see like him just laying on the ship and nothing there.
And nothing was there. They took it all.
Yeah.
They had to.
I was like, congrats, you got the ship.
Yeah. Just the ship.
But you lost everything else.
Yeah. Did you like the carpenters? The gallery lab company?
Yeah. No, they were cool. I thought so. Sorry. Sidebar. I think they're cool. I think they're so awesome. Like the Doc one. You don't get to see anyone else.
I think they only focus on them.
They only focus on them, which I get it. Yeah. It's fine. But it's weird how it's like Water 7. There's 6 other docs, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Or however many other docs. I don't know. But that was again, we just assume that everyone loves Iceberg, which we'll get to, I'm sure. But
oh, yes. Yeah, I was actually going to segue right into Iceberg. Good on you. I think initially watching this, I was a little afraid about Iceberg because he had a poster of Robin. You like pan into his room and it's just like Nico Robin, and it's like her little childhood face and stuff. But I think it was interesting to see Iceberg initially because he's just this like everyone loves him. Like you're just noticing that everyone loves him in the city. And I feel like no one from Straw Hats really suspected Iceberg
of anything.
I
mean, I vibe with the man too. When we first see him, he's like, "Oh, I'm a very busy man. I have all these things. Cancel all my plans." And then all of a sudden, I'm bored.
Yeah. And then his secretary's like, "But I just canceled all your meetings."
I was like, I vibe with this man. He's a mood.
He is a big mood. But I think the first half of like Water 7, I think it was just a lot of like setup to who we're going to meet. Because Iceberg is really connected to Frankie.
Frankie?
A new character for you to uncover.
Yeah.
Have you heard Frankie's voice? Have you seen any clips of Frankie?
I have not. Oh, I've only seen a picture, and it's only the pose that he does. And it's the one where he does like the arm.
The super pose, yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
We're going to come back to episode 12, and I need you to watch a couple clips of Frankie. Specifically from this arc. Okay. Because if you're going to watch some clips, you need to reread it, and it just makes you cackle. Like, I was giggling this entire time rereading it. I was like, look, it's Frankie. But your thoughts on Frankie and the Frankie family?
They're all dumb. It's they're all dumb. It's fine.
Did you like that he's a cyborg?
I was surprised.
Were you surprised?
I was surprised because I so here the thing is I have seen what Frankie looked like, but I only saw what Frankie looked like in the future. So I actually didn't know what he looked like previously, like in pre-time skip. So when I saw him, I was like, I saw the arms and I was like, is this Frankie? Like I knew of Frankie, but that's it. I didn't know anything else again.
Yeah.
Because you can't miss seeing like all like these posters of One Piece, right? You see the full crew. I'm like, okay, I guess it's
you can't miss that.
But then when I saw Frankie this time, I was like, I talked to my wife later. I'm like, he wasn't that big back then, huh? She's like, no, he was not.
No, but yeah, the Frankie family, they are dumb. Did you like the twin girls? Kiwi and
they're
Muzi?
interesting. Yeah, I just like how they'd square like there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. No, I did like how they like synchronized with Frankie whenever they did stuff, and I'm like,
super.
And I'm like, oh god.
That's why I need you to watch a couple clips of Frankie.
Okay.
And just hear him.
Okay.
And just watch him.
Okay.
Because it's hilarious. But let's get into good old Robin. She was very dramatic, I think, in this arc.
She disappeared for most of this arc.
She disappeared for most of this arc. She left the crew. She also quit.
Yeah.
She left. And what's interesting is that we get to uncover more about the government, which I know you were so interested in. The last few episodes. But uncovering more about the government, what were your thoughts on CP9? Kind of like that group.
The rumored group, essentially.
The rumored group. Yeah, the secret group.
It was so the group itself, I was like, ooh, like, because she walked in, the moment she walked out for the bookstore, right?
Yeah. With Chopper.
With Chopper.
Yeah.
The one person walked by, and I think they said, I'm with CP9.
Yeah.
And she just changed. I was like, oh, it's already happening. Because at the end of the last one, they're like, anyone that associated with her, the group is gone, like ends.
Yeah. Annihilated.
It's
basically.
Annihilated, yeah. So they were mysterious, and I think by the end, so again, I didn't have any thoughts because they were not there most of the time. That's the thing.
That is true, but there was a twist on CP9.
Yeah.
Did you like that twist?
Dude,
that
it was
the Carpenter group, and they were
some of them.
Yes,
it was like the upper guys. Some of the upper guys.
Yeah. Did you like that twist?
Dude, it was I did not expect that twist.
Did you? Oh, I'm so happy you did.
I really didn't, because what they did was they showed. This is where I got confused. I need to go back and reread that part again. Actually, was
okay.
The CP9 started the attack, right? And they took down the guys in front of the door. Some of the guys are in front of the door, and that's it. But I think the two of them that were in front of the door left, right?
Yeah, they basically made like dummies.
Yeah, okay. They made dummies or something. And that's what threw me off.
I think the anime does a little better with like kind of the
how
placement of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like paying attention. Because I went back and I'm like, they're dummies. But I guess they must have they had.
I feel like a manga wise, you can't tell. Yeah. But then like in animation, you can definitely see like where the placements are. It was different. Yeah.
Okay. So that was cool. I did not expect who was who. The one that I really didn't expect was the barkeeper.
Really, the barkeeper?
That was the one I was like, oh, because everyone else is close.
Yeah.
But it makes sense why he would be in it, because the barkeeper would get a bunch of info outside. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But that was the one I just didn't expect at all.
And they did it for 5 years.
Yeah.
5 whole years.
And it was funny because people were like, oh, so you didn't care about the job? They're like, no, we did our job at the best we could.
At the best, yeah.
And I was like, dang, they took it seriously.
Did you... So we're getting into some like serious topics about Robin, because she is really the key to this like ancient weapon that the government wants, but not like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say it like that. How'd you feel about did you see the conflict with Robin while she was with CP9, and like how she was just curious about the weapon but not like wanting to like activate it and like help the government?
Yeah, because her whole thing was she just strives to like learn about history, really. Yeah. Right. And
you get a glimpse of her backstory. Like they say a couple lines here and there about her, and I'm just like, ooh, where are we going with this?
Yeah, well, I mean, essentially it's just like, she's like one of the few that can like understand how to activate the weapon. That's why she was marked with a bounty at the age of 8.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, which is really...
I mean, she's been on the run for like 20 years now.
Essentially, it's really sad because I think by the end, it's all her thing. Her strife was just just her, it's a crime to exist essentially for her.
Mm-hmm.
Which at the end of the day is really sad, because that's why I think Frankie and like a bunch of them have already told her it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, the government wants her so that she can kind of translate.
It was really sad because they enacted I forgot what it's called, but they enacted like a thing where they're allowed to like kill and all that.
Oh yeah, the Buster call.
The Buster call? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's doing all this just so that they don't activate the Buster call and like.
Yeah. Which she has like trauma over.
Trauma.
Which they said she has trauma. And then like as that's going on, you're getting Frankie's backstory, which I don't know if you're like, this connection between Frankie and Luffy is just wild. Because Frankie's like teacher made Goldie Roger's ship.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And
I think
the connection is just because Goldie, like Luffy has the D, Will of D, right? So it's like, wow, that's wild. But I did not expect that at all, like that his master created the ship. And I was like,
yeah.
What?
I know, right? And this Frankie's whole backstory was really sad.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell. I think in the anime they go a little bit more in how he became like a cyborg.
Oh, like because in the manga they didn't. They just kind of alluded to.
No, they did like half a panel, like and him laying.
Yeah, he's laying in the ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it.
No, but the anime it kind of goes into like a little bit more detail about Frankie and how he turned into a cyborg. But yeah, Frankie's backstory with Iceberg and Tom Puffy.
Dude.
It was so good.
Tom and company. I was like, dang, this makes more sense now. And it
I was waiting
wild.
for you to read this. I was like, oh, please get to the good stuff.
And it's wild with how that's how the train happened, because Tom made the train. So I was like, puffing Tom. I was like, oh, this makes way more sense.
Connecting.
But it's so sad because he did it so then he would get pardoned for making Goldie Roger's ship.
Yeah.
But of course, again, this is also a prime example of showing how the government's corrupt to some extent.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
really political as well.
Yeah, very political.
Because Spandam was like a big part of that.
Because he was CP 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the time he was CP 5.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Tried to screw him over.
But
or did.
I think. Did you realize how good of a shipwright Frankie is? All those boats that came after everyone, like that was Frankie's.
Yep, those are all Frankie's boats.
Yeah.
But
at such a young age.
Yeah, that's what I was like, at such a young, because even Tom mentioned it, how like he's very like he had a knack for making stuff already at the age of like 8 or something. So he's been working with them for 2 years or 10 or something like that. But because Iceberg kept like talking down on him and all that. Because he's by the book, right? He's actually good for a different reason, like for normal reasons. Frankie's a crazy man that can make all these weapons.
I mean, yeah. Frankie and Iceberg, they're really good at what they did, but just did it in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think Frankie's a little bit more chaotic than Iceberg. Okay, my next question is actually a funny one. So Luffy and Zoro, they're a duo, I think. And this entire time that we've been talking about it, Luffy and Zoro have been lost and stuck.
Well, so before that, they fought, because it got revealed on the whole CP9 thing, right? So they fought them, and they just wiped them out. They or CP9 essentially just tossed Luffy and Zoro out there. Yeah.
No, but they got stuck. I just want to know your opinions on Luffy and Zoro being stuck the way out there.
I thought that was funny. It was funny because like for several chapters, they're like trying to find Luffy and Zoro, and Nami being Nami, knowing the crew, she's like, "Get all this meat, all this meat and drink." It's so dumb. Zoro being stuck in the chimney, and Luffy being stuck in the 2 walls again. Actually.
Yeah, another 2 walls. Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
No. And I thoroughly enjoyed how it was Nami that found Luffy and then Chopper that found Zoro.
Zoro just needed his last sword. That's it.
Oh my gosh. I love the Chopper Zoro duo. I think they're just great.
There are, because going back to Usopp versus Luffy, Chopper's just like, they're gonna fight. Yeah. And Zoro's like, if you can't watch, go to your room. And the more Chopper gets excited, he kept saying, go to your room. Go to your room.
Just go to your room. Oh, man.
But
yeah, we're getting to the point where you're about to see some world government shenanigans. Yeah. They're going to Enies Lobby.
Yeah.
I think I found it so brave of Sanji just to be like, here I go.
I'm going on the train.
I'm going.
I will say it was so badass to see it all happen, right? Because it was, one, Sanji's there. Usopp came along, or Usopp got caught with Frankie. So with that Frankie, whole thing, because Frankie had to, like, you know, give Usopp the tough
like
call,
a pep talk.
The pep talk. He's like, all right, if you're not going to listen, look at the ship. I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
But no, they're all on the ship. So it's just funny that they all got on there to save Robin, but also Frankie and Usopp got freed and everything. And they fought through all those train cards. Like, badass. Get to the main card. Badass.
It was some good fights.
Good fights. Very good fights. Just for them to get, like, knocked into the train and get knocked out. And then Frankie and Robin are in the same spot. I was like, oof.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I was like, nothing changed.
Did you have any favorite fights? Because there are a lot of one-on-ones and, like, just kind of group fights together.
Ooh, yeah. No, I like that whole train part. I actually... That whole, like, with... Because we don't get a lot of Sanji, right?
No.
Recently, it's always been, like, others, and Sanji would have moments, but he's always, like, doing side stuff, which he did again. He left again. So, because he was trying to find Robin. But he left a
note to Nami.
Best note. Really good note. I'm glad that no one missed it.
How could they?
Right? How could they?
How could they?
No, yeah, I liked it all, and then I thought it was great, and it was funny because Usopp finally becomes a sniper.
Yes. But not any sniper.
Which sniper, Veronica?
It's a Sniper King.
The Sniper King. Right?
Yes, his alter ego.
Oh no.
Oh.
I didn't even think of that. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Is this a thing? It's gonna be a thing. He's from Sniper Island. Brought up. Has a song and everything. And they're like, what is he doing?
Did you like the Rocket Man?
Dude, that's wild.
How cool was that?
It makes sense why they have it though. It's like, it was like prototype.
No one can control it.
Control it. What, my question, is that the one that Frankie made?
I think so.
I don't remember them saying it outright. They just said it was like a second.
I feel like it was one of the initial...
Yeah, they said it was an initial one that didn't work out.
C train that didn't work out, yeah. No, but yeah, so it was interesting because Nami's like, okay, yeah, there's only 2 ways going into Enies Lobby, and one is the Navy headquarters, and the other is a prison. Impel Down. And I just want to know if you're ever curious about those 2 destinations.
I was interested in how they focused. They gave some big focus on either one. I was like, we're going to one of them soon, aren't we?
Sooner or later. But yeah, so there's a lot going on. We meet a lot of people. Basically, Luffy, everyone's going into like a Buster Call. You have to remember Buster Call is coming along.
Yes.
But yeah, did you have anything else? There was a lot going on here, but I feel like there's a lot of twists that like kept you kind of like in.
There are so many things that like kept it felt really fun to read. It didn't feel like the last one, Long Island, was a drag.
That was like a filler.
Yeah, definitely a filler, actual filler in the manga with some intent, right? It was the breathing room, right? But now I hit the part where I was like, oh, we're going. This is really cool. A lot of backstory, like so much like drama, a lot of connections. It was fun. I liked it. It's cool.
Wow, you actually liked it. Because it's my favorite arc. Not my favorite saga, but my favorite
arc. Okay.
Yeah.
It was good. It was wild. It was like the train nonstop.
Yeah, and I think it keeps going.
Yeah.
You're about to find out.
Yeah.
If you keep going.
I am reading. I will say I actually continue reading because I was like kind of surprised. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Huh.
Are you scared for anyone?
Well, when you say it like that, no, I wasn't, but
Oh. Well, I mean, Robin's captured, and she's...
No one in this Straw Hat crew's gonna die.
Yeah, okay.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. But yeah, I'm excited for you to continue reading, even though I'll be sorely disappointed every recording.
See y'all in a month.
See you run in a month. But yeah, I don't have anything else. I thought it was a really good arc to reread.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm in the current arc, and they actually went back to this arc, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah.
All right.
Start paying attention. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because I did stop paying attention a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I can't wait.
I have to start a little bit paying attention.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It's a big red button below me. Comment down below if I should keep shitting on Harrison for not reading.
Do I get a vote?
Out of fast... No. You're in One Piece jail right now.
She's just mad.
I am. But yeah, comment down below if you've caught up to Harrison. What your favorite parts were, favorite fights, favorite scenes, favorite anything. But yeah, let us know how we're doing. What do you want to see next? What do you want us to read, write? Not write. Review,
not right.
play.
I am not.
Yeah, not right. I'm not writing. Yeah, me same. But yeah, just let us know how we're doing. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.